Greetings, loyal subscribers and honoured guests. So today it's part 2 of my May pickups, and this time will be all either PS5 or PS2 games. I've got 9 to show you now, so let's get on with the first one, which is Edge of Eternity on the PS5. So this is a turn-based Japanese style RPG, which I played for a little bit at first on the Xbox Series X because it was on Game Pass, but I liked it so much that I decided I wanted to have a physical copy, and physical copies don't exist for the Xbox, annoyingly. But they are available for the PS5 and also the PS4. But I wanted the next gen version. Initially, in the sort of opening hour or two, it doesn't make the best impression because there's not much colour to the world, and some of the character models look a bit off. But get past that and into the sort of open world area, and it becomes a lot prettier. There's sort of lush green fields and interesting vistas to look at, and the combat is fairly sort of traditional turn-based stuff. It doesn't really add a lot to the whole thing, apart from a sort of hex system where you can move into different locations in battle. But even that's sort of been done before in games like Wild Arms 4 and 5. So it's not especially original, but it seems solid so far. It's one I want to play quite soon. So next up we have Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood. So this is a game I was intrigued about when it came out, but some of the reviews were a bit middling, so I didn't want to rush and get it when it was brand new and full price. But at some point in early May, I found a copy in CEX for a tenner, and I thought that was a good price for a PS5 RPG. It's an action RPG, but where you can transform through 3 forms. You've got your basic sort of human form, and then you've got wolf form, which is useful for stealth gameplay, slinking about unseen. And the third type is full-on werewolf, where you're huge and can just tear through enemies, and that's sort of just your hack and slash combat class. So yeah, I've played a little bit of Werewolf so far, and I quite enjoy it. So I don't regret picking that one up, especially at that price. So game number 3, and the last one actually for PS5, is Dying Light 2 Stay Human. Well, and while I didn't pick this one up on release day at full price, it had gone down a little bit when I picked it up, and I got it when I traded in something. Part of the reason I've got so much stuff this month is I traded in an old system that I just wasn't getting enough use of and didn't really like too much, and that gave me £200 in credit. So I bought a ton of the things you're seeing in these pickup videos, and then a few other things that I'm not showing, like 4K Blu-rays and the like. But anyway, I haven't really touched Dying Light 2 yet because I haven't finished the first one, so I do want to go back and finish the first one before getting stuck into this. But it is a series that I enjoy, so I shall look forward to checking this one out at the time. I think in general the reviews haven't quite been as strong as the first game, but they're probably going to support it for quite a lot of time and add in expansions and stuff, lots of DLC like they did for the first game, so I'd imagine it'll only improve over time. This is a more cinematic trailer. It's not really showing the gameplay, unfortunately. The only gameplay trailers I could find were sort of 6 or 7 minutes long, and I didn't want to sit here and talk about the game for that long, although I could have just cut it short whenever, really, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, that's Dying Light 2, so I'm just going to switch back. And I did actually miss the fact that one of these games is PS3 as well, so there is one PS3 game in here, and that is Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut. So yeah, let's switch over to... Now, the reason I picked this one up will become clear in the next part, because there's a related game to this. But anyway, I did buy Deus Ex Human Revolution when it was new, and struggled to get into it, in particular because of the boss battles. They were just... Deus Ex is supposed to be a series where you can play however you want, and you should be able to avoid or compromise the boss and make it easier. But this game just had really set boss battles, and if you weren't really a strong character, or you weren't very good at the game, then you'd struggle against these boss fights, and that's what happened to me. And this director's cut, which I think originally came out for the Wii U, was supposed to fix the boss fights essentially and give you more ways to beat them. So I've heard it doesn't entirely deliver on the promise that they set up for it, but it's got to be an improvement over the original version, I think. So I shall give it a try. Maybe I still won't like it, but this was cheap. It was about £4. So I don't regret picking that one up, really. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the PS2 pile, which has got 5 things in it. So first on the PS2 pile, and quite an expensive one because I picked it up with that credit that I had. This is Suikoden 4. So let me just put that on the pile and switch over to the trailer. This is a very poor quality trailer, unfortunately, but the, games of this age don't really have very good quality trailers, unfortunately. But anyway, yeah, this is the 4th game in this Suikoden series, and the reason I picked it up is that I have almost all the other games in the series. I've got 1, I've got 3, and I've got 5. So I haven't got 2, and I probably never will, because it's ridiculously expensive now, but I have got means of playing it. So I just happened to see Suikoden 4 sitting there in CEX, and as I had most of the other games in the series, I wanted to get it, so that's why I picked it up. So far I haven't really dabbled in this series at all, but I do want to, obviously, because I've got most of the games now, so it's one I shall get stuck into. I don't know when entirely, but I shall get around to it eventually. Anyway, let's move on. So the next game was not too expensive, but not really cheap either. This is Bhujingai Swordmaster, which stars the Japanese pop star, is it Gakt? Can't remember his name. I think that's right though. Let me just put that there. So this is your sort of action slash game in a similar vein to something like Devil May Cry or bits of the later Onimusha games, really. And as the title would suggest, you are a swordmaster, this rather flamboyantly dressed guy here. Yeah, and this is considered a hidden gem on the PS2 by many people. I wasn't really aware of it until quite recently. Over the last few years, it's come about that I found out about it. I think Metal Jesus mentioned it, and then a few other people like Mr. Rightway and Consolvania, I think, even did a review of it. That might have been on one of the very, very early episodes, because I went back and watched some of the early Consolvania stuff, so I think they talked about it. Yeah, and I haven't played it yet, but it does look fun. I do like samurai or ninja games. There's a couple of others that I want to pick up as well. Blood Will Tell, I think, is one, and the other one is 7 Samurai 20XX or something like that. It's a futuristic reimagination of 7 Samurai, the film. So that's all I've got to say about Bhujingai for now, I think. So let's just move on to the next game. So this is another sort of not too expensive, but not cheap either. This is Maken Shao Demon Sword. There was a game called Maken X, or Mechanics, I guess, on the Dreamcast. And this is sort of a reworked or reimagined version of that, as I understand it. And although Maken X was quite highly thought of, I think apparently this version has problems, which I didn't realise when I bought it, really. It's got a really bad camera and rough controls, so who knows, I might not really get into it, and I might want to trade it off again quite soon, but I'll give it a try. I remember a long time ago, actually, we're talking around the year 2000 or 1999, a friend of mine, when I was at university, called Simon, talked to me about Maken X on the Dreamcast, or was it the Dreamcast? I'm not sure. But anyway, he had heard about this game and said it looked really cool. I don't think it was out at that point. So it's been on my sort of radar, or in the back of my mind, for all that time, and I just happened to see it in CEX again and thought, oh, that's that game. So I picked it up, not knowing that the PS2 version wasn't the greatest. But anyway, let's go on to... So we've got 2 games left, and these next 2 I bought because of Retro Bear, basically. So you've got to have him to thank for these, because he showed both of these off in one of his PlayStation Month videos, and I ended up getting them as a result. So don't laugh at the first one. This is Hello Kitty Roller Rescue, with a free gift inside. I forget what the free gift is. I think it's stickers, actually. Let's just have a look. Oh yeah, I've got some stickers in there. So this is complete, which is nice. So let's just have a look at the track. Yeah, so I'm not really supposed to be into Hello Kitty stuff at my age or gender, I suppose, but I do like just bright, fun, silly games, and this would definitely fall into that category. So it's sort of like a 3D platformer, but you're on roller skates, of course, whizzing around, and there's all these bizarre enemies. And just because a game is based on a kid's property for young girls in this case, doesn't mean it's not good or fun. So, and this does look fun to me. So I shall be giving it a try at some point, and I'll let you know. I might even have a review for you. But yeah, anyway, that's Hello Kitty Roller Rescue. So there's just one more left to show you, and this was also talked about by Retro Bear. I don't think he actually played it, but he had it on in the background and he did talk about it briefly. And this is Extermination. This is sealed up in a little bag. It's not factory sealed, it's just something that the seller put it in to keep it nice. I mean, it does look like it's in quite pristine condition, which is good. So let me just switch over to that. Yeah, so this is a survival horror games, and I do quite enjoy some survival horror. I struggle with the more sort of psychological or really terrifying ones, like Alien Isolation I can't play, or Resident Evil 7, or Silent Hill, stuff like that I struggle with. But the more sort of cheesy or action heavy side of things, I don't have a problem with them. The original Resident Evil trilogy I loved just because of how cheesy they were, and yeah, so I'm gonna give that a try at some point. But for now, that's everything for part 2. So yeah, thank you for watching again. I've got one more part to come for May, which will be one 3DS game, a few Switch games, and a few Series X / Xbox One games. So that'll be out 1 week from now. So yeah, for now, thank you for watching. See you on the next one, hopefully. In the meantime, take care.